Before I tell you guys how to stop simping, I think it's very important that we make the distinction between what simping is and is not. You see, I feel like there's a common misconception, especially amongst young men, that simping is showing affection towards a girl in any way, shape, or form. And that cannot be further from the truth. You see, the people who believe that, the people who tell you that you're a simp for wanting to spend time with your girlfriend or a girl that you're talking to, those are the same people that when they get a girlfriend or when they start talking to a girl, they're going to do the same things. The only reason why they're saying that stuff is because they're single and they're jealous. And there's nothing wrong with being single. Okay, I'm single myself and I love being single. But there is something wrong with being single and being bitter about it and trying to sabotage other people's relationships or their romantic lives because misery loves company. Okay, so it's very important that you understand that showing affection, that is not simping. Buying your girl flowers, that is not simping. Telling your girl that you love her or that she's beautiful, that is not simping. Spending time with your girl, telling your friends, hey, I can't go out with you today because I'm spending today with my girl. That's not simping. You're supposed to spend time with your girl. Okay, now obviously there should be a balance. You should still make time for your friends or other people, but that's not simping. Okay, showing basic affection, showing interest, that is not simping. I don't know who told you that showing affection is not cool or that women don't like that, but whoever told you that, I need you to take that information, write it on a piece of paper, crumple it up, and burn it, okay? Because that is simply not true. That is only true for people who live with trauma, deeply rooted trauma that they've never recovered from. Like I've said in previous videos, a lot of men need therapy, but that's a different discussion for a different day. Now, what is simping? My definition of simping is trying to get somebody's affection, trying to win somebody over who does not have interest in you. Okay, if somebody has shown time and time again that they do not want to be with you, that they don't appreciate your presence or your company or your love, and yet you still go out of your way to try to win them over, to try to earn their love and affection, that is simping. Okay, it's not about the action, it's about the intention. Like I said, buying flowers, buying gifts for your girlfriend, that's not simping because you guys are together. You already know that she loves you because you guys are together. Buying flowers or buying gifts for a girl that has told you time and time again that she does not want to be with you, but you buy things for her with the intention of winning her over, that's simping. Now, with that being said, I want to go over my resume real quick, or let's just call this a cover letter, if you will, just to remind you guys of my credibility on this topic. Because however bad of a simp you think you were, I can promise you that I was worse. Okay, and this is all recent. This is all within the last couple of years. I've come a very long way, but I'll just start off by saying this. I once told a girl that I would move mountains to make her happy. I didn't get a response back. And then I proceeded to text her maybe a couple of weeks later, offering to just be friends with her. Still didn't get a response back. In addition to that, I've also told multiple girls, I believe 3 if I'm not mistaken, that I would be willing to wait until they were ready to be in relationships, even if it took years. Okay, I want you to look into my eyes as I'm saying this stuff so that you can see the pain, because that stuff left lasting trauma within me. It left a lasting impact, not because of them, but because of me, because of the betrayal of self. You see, when you simp, what you're telling yourself is that you are not adequate. You're telling yourself that you need somebody else to fill a void that you have within you. Okay, but the truth is that nobody can fill that void except for you. You have to stop running from your own love. You have to start loving and respecting yourself, and that is the first thing that you need to do to stop simping, especially in 2022, man, because we're not simping in 2022 anymore. You have to love and respect yourself enough to know when to walk away. If a girl tells you that she is not ready for a relationship, let her go. Okay, I know it sounds like generic advice, but trying to change people, trying to fix people, it never works out. Okay, and I'm the type of person that I can listen to somebody's advice, but a lot of times I have to learn things for myself. And unfortunately, that was one of those lessons that I had to learn by myself, for myself. I learned the hard way that when somebody is not ready for a relationship, they are not ready for a relationship. That doesn't mean, okay, I can just wait until they are ready. No, Okay, no, life is too short. I remember, like I said earlier, I told the girl specifically, I'd be willing to wait until you're ready for a relationship, no matter how long it takes. I didn't even like the girl that much. I was just lonely. And I remember what she told me, pretty much ad verbatim. To this day, I remember this. She told me, don't ever wait on anyone because you never know what the universe has in store for you. And then she blocked me on all social media platforms. And at the time, I was salty. I was heated. I felt disrespected. I felt like I was this small. But in hindsight, that was one of the greatest acts of kindness that anyone's ever done for me, was blocking me. Because had she not done that, I would have persisted, because I'm a very persistent person. And that's what simping is. It's persistence, but persistence without results. There are certain things in life that do require high levels of persistence. For example, if you want to be a successful YouTuber, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, if you want to get a degree, you have to be persistent. You have to be able to laugh in the face of failure, regroup, recalibrate, and come back even harder. When it comes to love, you do not want to have that mindset. Now, understand that relationships do take work from both sides. Okay, key word, both sides. If you're putting in all of the effort and they're not putting in any effort, that is not a relationship anymore. That is you simping. Okay, both parties should be putting in effort to keep the relationship going or to work towards the relationship that they both desire. If one of those parties stops working towards that vision, you can't obtain that relationship because it takes two. Okay, both parties have to want it. If one of them doesn't, let them go and find somebody who does want it. Okay, you have to be willing to walk away. I don't care if you think it's the perfect girl for you. If she was the perfect girl for you, you wouldn't be in this predicament. You wouldn't have to simp. I've been there. I told myself, I can't let go of this girl because I'll never find someone like her. But why should I want to find someone like her? Okay, if somebody doesn't appreciate you, you shouldn't want to find somebody like them. That only shows how much you love yourself. We accept the love that we think we deserve. Now, a lot of times, the reason why we're willing to accept the type of love that requires you to simp is because we have internal trauma. Okay, a lot of times it comes from abandonment issues. And this is where things like therapy, journaling, meditation come into play. You have to examine the source of your trauma. Okay, simping in itself, yes, you should stop doing that. But most importantly, you should get to the root cause of the simping. Why are you simping? What is driving you to simp? There is some subconscious mechanism in your mind that is making you act in the way that you're acting, that is giving you the impulse to hit this girl up after months of no contact, that is telling you to stalk her social media because you can't bear to be without her, even though you spent years of your life without knowing who she was. Okay, you have to figure out what the cause of that is. Now, for me, what I realized, and this may resonate with some of you, is that my abandonment issues stemmed from abandonment of self. I continuously abandoned myself time and time again throughout my childhood, and I rejected myself. You see, I didn't really deal with rejection growing up because I didn't put myself in positions to be rejected, because I would reject myself. When I saw a girl that I liked, I wouldn't talk to her. I would tell myself that I wasn't good enough to talk to her. And obviously, I wouldn't say these things to myself out loud, but it was subconscious. I just believed that I wasn't worthy. And when I acted in such a way that reflected that belief, it only made the belief stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then as I got older and finally developed the courage to at least put myself out there, I started to attract women who were emotionally unavailable and had commitment issues. And I always wondered why that was. I thought I was just unlucky. I put myself in the victim position. But then what I realized is that by me putting myself in the victim position, thinking that I had been done dirty by other people as opposed to being done dirty by myself, I was taking away my power. And I was only going to continue to attract the same type of women over and over and over again until I changed my subconscious belief systems about myself and about love.